Okay, friends, we have created this in the last lesson, but we don't like the way the whole brand name, the logo, the brand name, the menus or navigation bars kind of wrap around when the screen reduces. This is not going to show up very well on a mobile device. If we go to view inspect elements and maybe we change this to a mobile view by clicking the mobile view there. Let's put this by the side like that. If we look at it in a mobile view, you'll find that it doesn't really work out as we would expect it to. Our site shouldn't look like this in a mobile device. So we want to make a bit of changes here. We want a situation where by the time it gets to say about 120, 1020, say about 1020, they'll bleed that. At this point where our title breaks, we want to have that part of the site, wrap, a bit of the things wrap differently. So what we are going to do at this point in time will be to create a media query, set up a media query, which will say if the screen reduces beneath 1020 pixel, this is a breakpoint. We set a breakpoint for 1020 pixel. We want you to reformat or restyle the elements based on what we have in the media query here. So first thing we do, we want to target the nav element, which is the whole of this element here. And I'm going to enter a background color, and you will see what will happen when we resize this page. So we set the nav element to a background color of brown, and we save that. That means that if this element has a width less than that 1020, which is less than 1020 pixel as it is specified there, the brown kicks in. This style kicks in. And if it is both that, the style is removed automatically. Beneath that, so we're going to target this screen size and be able to make a bit of the sizing. So let's go on with this. Once we get to this breakpoint, assign a flex direction of column. Make sure that everything begins to stack over itself. So rather than have it in a row, change it to a column where the first element we have in the flex box for nav sits on top of all the elements. So there is a stacking order. And justify content, bring all the contents to the center of the screen. Centralize the content. Flex wrap, if we have any of these contents that you think should wrap around, like this navigation bar, then wrap it round. That's what we're actually doing. But now we're going to target the next element. The next element we target here is the brand holder. The brand holder, we call the brand holder the logo and the name of the brand right there. So we want to target that part also when it drops, when it reduces. We want it also to be flex direction of column so that the logo sits on top of the name of the brand. We set some margins, additional margin, then we make it justify center so everything is centralized, and we move the text align center to help this text here center horizontally on the screen. When we save that, we see that our style immediately applied. So we have the logo, we have the brand name centered, and that. So we begin to style the brand. We just change the font size of the brand here to 24 to fit better on the smaller screen. And for the logo, we increase the size of the logo. And then for the menu, we set the menu to wrap. Say as we reduce, the menu is going to wrap. Most of the contents of our menu should be showing very well. So we will delete this to get rid of the brown there. And we have this. So let's again go to inspect elements and put that in. And we have our menu showing much better. The next thing that we might do is target this element here and also make it mobile friendly. For this, we won't be showing this in the final site. We're supposed to show a hamburger menu, and then you click that, it pops up the menu, drops that so it doesn't break and take the whole of this. But for this one, this will work until we get to the point where we start building the full responsive site. To stop our code from breaking further, we need to also add this part to the media query. Let's do that. To make this also responsive, we set the banner height to 400, and for the banner text holder, which we then changed from what it was before, the banner text 1 is what we targeted. Banner text holder 1 has a font size of 28 pixels now. Font size becomes smaller. Line height becomes smaller, 32 pixels. We also set the banner text to a margin of 20 in the left, so that it moves to the left part. So everything reduces once it scales down. We have the rest of the other markups there. We say the body element. The body element is going to also have, let's put that at the top. The body is going to have a margin of 10 pixels. As for this learn more button, the learn more button, we might want to reduce font size. For learn more button, we want to reduce font size and padding. So font size and padding are the things we want to reduce here. So let's paste this at the bottom part here. And we don't want to touch this, we don't want to touch this, we don't want to touch this and this. We just want to reduce font size, padding of that, and make this 18. So at the end of the day, we've got this done. We could pull this over and you could see exactly what we have. So we made our site responsive with those simple things, meaning it could show this way in a mobile device and that way in a desktop and this way. And you can see how fluid that is in changing what it is there. It changes. We could set other media query. For example, if this falls too small, so what this looks like. So let's get rid of this. So we've set two breakpoints here, one for 600 pixels, one for that. So at this point it looks like this. At this point it drops to this, and when it gets smaller it becomes like this. So we've actually now made our site totally responsive here, fully responsive. It has multiple breakpoints. You might want to choose different breakpoints. And that's what we have. So far that's what we have today. And we'll be building the remaining part of the page in the other classes.